Hey, welcome back to One Sick Build. It's been a long time, a little over a year. Been in the process of moving, sold my Supra, and now live on a lake out here in Ridgeway, South Carolina. I just bought another project. As you can see, I'm in it, and the car is a Z06 Corvette. Sold the Supra for many reasons. I like building, for one, and two, I had to get a boat. I live on the water now, so I had to get a boat, which they're expensive. So this is my new little toy to play with, and it's my first domestic car. I've had a lot of import cars, and I'm ready to see what we can do with this. So we're about to take the heads off this because they have a drop valve issue, and I went with Frankenstein. I'm gonna take my OEM cast and send it off. I'd like to get around 600 wheel horsepower. So we'll see. I'm pretty much gonna do what the RPM does. Send my heads off to Frankenstein. That's who they use, and I think they use AI or IA induction, advanced induction. So, but I like Frankenstein. I know a lot of people don't, and it doesn't matter who you listen to. There's team and cheerleaders for each one, so you just gotta go with your gut and enjoy it. It's always gonna be a chance. So I'm gonna put those heads on once I get them back. So we're about to take them off, and I'm gonna try to do some filming, and because this will be my first time. So I'm a DIY. I'm gonna try to do everything I can myself. So stay tuned. Okay, so this is my 2008 C6 Z06. This is my new project that I picked up after I moved and sold the Supra and got a boat and stuff. I have to tinker with stuff, and I love my car. So this is my first domestic again. I've never messed with LS engines or anything. So we're gonna take these heads off, send them to Frankenstein, let them rework it, get a B3 can, same thing that RPM does, and then find a decent tuner to take it to. So stay tuned. We're gonna do the heads. I'll do a video on cams, how I attack this. Let's see. Also have plans for going even wider, carbon fiber wide body, some wheels, suspension. So I have a lot of plans for this car. Can't wait to see what it turns out to be at the end. And I hope y'all stay tuned and watch it. Enjoy the show. All right, so we started taking all the wiring and all the accessories off. There's my buddy Brock. Say what's up.
What's up, what's up?
And then I'm labeling everything as I go. Back here, it's got this little plug. We couldn't figure it out. We had to look it up, but all you do is push it and get your buddy to help pry on it, and it comes out a lot easier. So far, that's the only thing we ran into that kind of stumbled us, but everything else is pretty much straightforward so far. All right, so you also have to buy, unless you want to fight it, this little tool I got from Harbor Freight. It's for a fuel line. And it is a 3/8 fuel line. You just press it on and it pops off. Alright, so we took the intake off, and this thing is CNC ported, and it looks so good. We didn't know if it was already fixed or not. But Fran commented on a Facebook page and said that this was like a stock port. So we're gonna still pull them off. Okay, so we did a good bit last night. I'll kind of go over what I've taken off. Me and Brock, we had to drop the exhaust some, pull the plugs, except for on this side I haven't done that yet, to get access. Lifted the car up, drained the coolant, power steering, and now I'm taking off the alternator. After that was next, and there's a bunch of bolts. There's some like right here behind the pulley, way down here and here, so you have to move this out of the way. So I just cut a like a drain out of like a Coca-Cola bottle, put it underneath it and pull this and drain the fluids out from there. Now I have access to the bolt. If you can see it down there, And this one's pretty much loose too. Pulley. So once you get it loose enough, it'll pull off the head. You can kind of see it moving now. So that's the direction we've taken so far. Again, I don't know if in the other part of the video, I think we talked about the head. I thought was recorded. It is not. So far that's where we were at. Anything that seems hard, I'll let you know. I know that this, from another video I actually seen on YouTube, this header right here, we're gonna have to remove because the steering column is in the way. You're not gonna be able to pull it all the way out once the heads are off. And on this side, you should be able to pull it straight up once the heads are off. So you can loosen them, but we got most of the bolts out except for this one. And I think down here we're gonna get the bolt out there. Underneath the car is all loose. All the O2 sensors and stuff are off. What else can I think of right now? That's about it. We should have the heads off here today. It took us about 2.5 hours. That was stopping and going yesterday to get this far. And hopefully another 2 hours I'll have the heads all the way out to be sent off to Frankenstein. Okay, so I finally got all the bolts out down there. I just went over that earlier. Everything's moved off the side. No more bolts holding it to the head. All these are off. And these headers are off now. Took the valve cover off, so that's my next steps, removing these valve covers. And I know there's a sequence, and I'm about to look it up, but I think you work yourself from outside in or inside out, but you need to know the pattern so you don't really warp the head trying to pull it or score it or make any other issues. So I'll pull that up and I'll pull these heads next. Okay, so I started labeling these boxes and making sure I put everything that I'm taking off each side. It goes in a box. Push rods. That's what I'm going to make that to hold those, and the rockers. I labeled everything. Also pulled the pattern for the removal of the head, and that's what I found online. So hopefully that'll help you. And I got everything laid out. So I'm about to pull this passenger head now. Okay, so I pulled the passenger heads. We'll start to. I saw coolant coming out. We did drop the coolant, but I guess not enough. So that's what I'm doing now. And it's right here. You don't have to pour it all the way out. If you do it just enough, it'll come through the hole. I might trickle a little there, but not biggie. Alright, so we got the head off the driver's side and passenger side of the LS7. And as I was pulling it off, these two lifters here, they are bent, as you can see. But the rest of them are looking good. So we're going to send these heads off to Frankenstein and get them reworked. The only other thing I need to do now is lift the car back up and get the driver's side headers off. You got to take that too apart because of that steering column in the way. And that's what I was reading or saw online. The passenger side, once the heads are off, will lift right out. Alright, and that's how we took the LS7 heads off.